Integration by substitution. Some integrals cannot be evaluated readily by direct application of the standard integration formulas, yung ating basic integration formulas. So another technique is being implemented and applied for evaluating such integrals leans heavily on what is known as the method of substitution. In this method, it involves a change of variable. So say for x, another variable u. So the purpose of substituting a new variable is to bring the problem to a form for which a standard formula can be applied. And this integration by substitution is justified by the so-called chain rule for integration. Example, evaluate the integral of a quantity 3x plus 4 squared dx. Okay? So alamin natin kung ano yung kanyang u. Okay? So ating u dito, yung ating u variable is equals to 3x plus 4. And yung derivative of u is equals to 3 dx. Okay? And yung ating dx is equals to 1/3 of du. Okay? And pwede na natin siyang i-substitute dito sa ating equation. So, integral of u squared, then yung dx is 1/3 of du. So, kung mapapansin nyo, na merong coefficient na 1/3 yung du. Yun yung tinatawag natin na nf na ilalabas natin sa left side ng ating integral. Yung nf is the neutralizing factor. Okay? So, para ma-neutralize yan, ilalabas natin ito dito. Okay? At ang matitira sa ating right side ay u squared du, which is applicable na yung ating basic integration formulas. So, this should be equals to 1/3 integral of u squared du. So, syempre, dahil nailabas na natin yung 1/3, safe na siya sa integration. Ang i-integrate mo na lang yung nasa loob pa ng integral sign. So, this would be equals to 1/3 times u squared plus 1 over 2 plus 1. So, saan galing yung 2 plus 1? Di ba yung ating basic integration kasi, if we have x raised to n plus 1, or if we have x raised to n, magiging siyang x raised to n plus 1 over n plus 1. Meaning, yung ating exponent ay mag-add tayo ng 1, tapos ilalagay natin siya sa ilalim or sa denominator, and then plus the arbitrary constant na c. Okay? So, simplifying further the equation, this would give us 1/3 times u cubed over 3 plus the arbitrary constant c. Okay? And simply this is 1/9 u cubed plus the arbitrary constant c. Ipalit natin yung ating value of u. So this would be equals to a quantity of 3x plus 4 tama ba? Okay? Raised to 3 over 9 plus the arbitrary constant c. Okay, so this would be now our answer. Okay, next. So how about integral of a quantity x squared minus 1 raised to 4 x dx. Okay? So yung ating u is equals to x squared minus 1 kasi yan yung ating u at saka yung x dx yung ating du. Okay? Yan yung ating part ng du. Okay? And yung ating du dito ay i-derive na natin dito sa nakuha natin na u. Okay? So this would be equals to 2x dx. And yung ating neutralizing factor, dahil ito yan, malamang, so that is 1/2 yung ating neutralizing factor. Okay? So this should be equals to 1/2 times or integral of u raised to 4. Okay? And yung 4 natin ay pwede na natin siyang, diretso na natin, no? Kasi konti lang naman yan. So, this should be equals to times u raised to 5 over 5 plus the arbitrary constant na c. Or simply this is just equals to u raised to 5 over 10 plus c. And replacing the value of u, this would be equals to the quantity x squared minus 1 raised to 5 over 10 plus the arbitrary constant na c. Okay? So next, so how about this one? Evaluate the integral of sine raised to 5 4x. So yan yung ating u. Okay, sine 4x. Then cosine of 4x dx. Okay? Yan naman yung okay? So sabi ko nga yung ating u is equals to sine of 4x. So bakit hindi natin nilagay yung exponent na 5? Kasi 'di ba yung u natin ay meron pa namang exponent na nasa taas na dinadagdagan nga natin siya ng plus 1 over n plus 1. Okay? So in this case, yung ating du is equals to 4. Ilagay natin siya dito sa unahan. And then, i-differentiate natin ito. Differentiation of sine 4x is equals to 4 cosine of 4x dx. Okay? So hence, yung ating neutralizing factor in this case is 1/4. So yan yung ating kukunin dyan. Yun yung pinaka-importante, itong dalawang to. Okay? So in this case, this would be equals to 1 over 4 times yung ating u raised to 5 plus 1, okay, over 5 plus 1 plus c. Okay? Or that is just equals to u raised to 6 over 24 plus c. And replacing the value of u, this will give us sine of 4x raised to 6 over 24 plus the arbitrary constant na c. Okay? Next. So, yung success in integrating function by substitution depends largely on the ability of to recognize which part of the integrand should be evaluated to the new variable u. Kung alin yung gagawin yung u. So yun yung pinaka tricky dito sa method na ito. Okay? So this ability in turn depends on a thorough knowledge of differentiation formulas. So sometimes it needs a little trick to reduce the integrand to a form so that a standard formula can be applied. So, halimbawa, i-consider natin yung ating next example. So, next example is the integral of a quantity 4x cubed plus x times the square root of 4x squared plus 1 dx. Okay? So, in this case, yung ating u, merong clue. So this problem may appear quite difficult, sabi. It seems not easy to recognize which expression should be equated to u. Alin ba dyan? Ito bang 4x cubed plus x or 4x squared plus 1? Okay? So we need a little trick. We mentioned in a short, long ago, no? Sabi ko kanina, so to do that trick, all we need is a simple algebraic manipulation. Okay? So thus, this should be equals, pwede natin itong i-extract yung 4x cubed plus x. Okay? And ito naman ay pwede nyo naman itong I-simplify. Alam natin na ang square root is the reverse of 1/2. 1/2 na exponent, di ba? Raised to 1/2. Okay? So in this case, yung ating u is equals to 4x squared plus 1. Okay? And then yung ating nf dyan is equals to 1/8. Bakit 1/8? Kasi yung ating du is equals to 8x. So malamang yung ating nf is 1/8. Okay? So simplifying the equation, this will give us the integral x times the quantity 4x squared plus 1. Okay? Times 4x squared plus 1 raised to 1/2. Ito ay para dito at ito ay para dyan. Okay? And do not forget the dx at the end. Okay? So ito, kapag nag-multiply ka dyan, distributive property, lalabas ito nasa taas. Okay? So in this case, this should be equals to the integral sign of a quantity 4x squared plus 1 raised to 3/2. Okay? Bakit siya naging 3/2? Kasi itong isa meron ka ng 1/2 and ito meron itong isa. Diba? So kapag kinumbay natin to dahil ito ay similar terms. Okay? So pag nakumbay natin yan, yung 1/2 plus 1, di ba yung 1 natin is 2/2 kasi fraction yan. So this should be 2/2 is equals to 3/2. Okay? So ngayon, napaikli natin yung equation into just one 4x squared plus 1. Yan na lang isa. Naiwan na yung, nawala na yung isang 4x squared plus 1. Pero yung exponent naman ay nadagdagan. So 3/2. So I hope na gets nyo yun. Tapos yung ating x dx dito sa dulo. Okay? Now, we have the neutralizing factor na sinabi ko kanina na 1/8. Na yun yung ilalagay natin dito sa left side. So 1/8 of times yung ating 4x squared plus 1, quantity 4x squared plus 1, 3/2 plus 1 or 3/2 plus 2/2 is equals to 5/2 over 5/2 plus the arbitrary constant c. Okay? So 1/8 over 1 over 5/2 is equals to 20 or 1/20. So this would be equals to 4x squared plus 1 raised to 5/2 over 20 plus the arbitrary constant na c. So I hope na gets nyo yung ating example na ito. Okay? Next. So another trick. So consider this time, yung problem na to is evaluating the integral of the rational fraction. So halimbawa, we have the integral of 2x squared minus 6x plus 4 over x minus 3, ang haba ng line, dx. Okay? So where the degree of the function of f of x is equal or greater than the degree of gx. So ano ba yung f of x dyan? So yung ating f of x dito ay yung function ng numerator. So this would be 2x squared minus 6x plus 4. And then yung g of x naman natin ay yung ating denominator which is x minus 3. So carrying out the indicated, i-divide natin yan kasi merong fraction bar. So this should be equals to 2x plus 4 over x minus 3. So ito ay base doon sa ating indicated division. Okay? So ito yung sabi dyan na yung denominator is of lower than degree of the remainder is of the lower degree than the denominator. So meaning, yung f of x natin over yung g of x niyan is equals to the x times x plus yung r times x over the g of x. So saan ba yan? Kung ano itong value na ito, ito yun. And yung ito naman ay ito. Ito naman ay yan. Okay? So meaning, in this case, yung ating quotient, o yung q of x is Q of x is equals to 2x, yung ating R of x is equals to 4, and yung ating G of x is equals to x minus 3. Okay? So therefore, yung ating integral of the Q times the x dx plus the integral of R times x over G of x times dx. Okay? So ito yung another formula na na-introduce because of this problem. Okay? So in this case, pwede na natin siyang i-substitute. So that is equals to integral of 2x dx, yung q of x, plus the integral of 4 over x minus 3, then dx. Okay? So integrate mo yung 2x dx, that is equals to x squared. Tapos pag in-integrate mo naman yung 4 over x minus 3, that is 4 ln of ax minus 3. Sorry. X minus 3. And plus the arbitrary constant na c. So this should be now the final answer. So next example. Meron pa ba akong example? Okay. Yan, last na siguro to. Okay, so halimbawa, we have a integral of x squared sine of a quantity x cubed, then dx. Okay, yung ating u is x cubed, and then the derivative of that is 3x squared dx. Okay, meaning yung ating nf or yung neutralizing factor is 1/3. Okay, so ilagay natin siya dito. So this should be equals to, ito pwede pa natin itong isimplify para makuha natin yung dx. Dx is equals to du over 3x squared. Okay? And ilapat natin siya dito sa normal equation or sa original na equation. Okay? The integral of x squared sine of u times yung dx natin na du over 3x squared. Okay? So, cancel natin yung x squared. Yung matitira ay sin u d over 3. And yung ating nf na 1/3. Okay? Because of this du over 3. Okay? So, dito lang din naman ito galing. Okay? So, meaning, 1/3 integral of sin u du. Okay? So, ang integral ng sin u is negative cosine u. So, meaning, pwede kong ilabas dito yung negative 1/3 times cosine u plus the arbitrary constant c. And palitan natin yung value of u. This would be equals to negative 1/3 yung cosine of a quantity x cubed plus the arbitrary constant c. So, this would be now the answer. Okay? So I hope you learned something for this integration by substitution. So in our module, we have at least ilang problem ba yung nasa activity 2? 5. Okay? So I hope na makuha nyo yan based dito sa ating mga ginawang example. So thank you for listening.